So we'll check now the multi-language feature. Let's suppose that I have my full set of journeys already drafted down, and now I want to add multiple languages to my guidance. How to actually do that? So of course it's best to have the full default language already deployed and tested, so that you're sure that you're not going to change it anymore. And once you are ready to do a new language, you'll simply go into the translation tab and come over here into add language. You will select your language of choice. In this case, I will take Italian. And as you can see, this language now is in a draft status. Now, in order to start translating, I have to download it from here, this zip file, which essentially gives me some elements that I need to translate. I will have my feedback form to translate from English to Italian, the journeys that I made from English to Italian, and the tips also from English to Italian. So this file is industry standard for translators. You can also outsource these files and ask for translators externally to translate it for you. But how to actually do one in the eventuality you want to do it yourself. So if I click on it, I can use, for example, some like Visual Studio Code, which exposes my translation file like this. And of course there's many applications that handle these XLIFF files in order to translate it also in a better way. But what you actually need to do, you see that you have a source and you have a target. You will need to not touch the source, but simply change the target journey. So over here I will say, I will just do my translation and change, each step also. So this is the name, the title. I will change each step until I'm satisfied with my translation. I will just quickly go through it. So yeah, we can just skip this for testing purposes, but I will now save my file. Save it over here. Okay. And once I have my file, I will upload my translation over here. So I'll go over desktop, take my modified file and upload it. The system will automatically check if the file is valid or not, and if it's valid, you simply click import. It will say the journey has been imported and the steps have been translated. And once you have the actual translation file for tips, journeys, and feedbacks, you can set this as active and publish. So right now let's do a quick publish and see how the system shows if I have additional translations. So I will publish this as live. As you can see inside my publishing, I can see that the language Italian was added. And now if I go into my site, I will see that inside my launcher, I'm able to switch from English to Italian. And I have my translated journey over here, fully in Italian. It goes through. Another thing to keep in mind is that inside translation, you also have this application translation. Now, if there's the case that you're basing your rules of journeys on some text element, which might be, so let's suppose that your application also changes language, and the rules on which you applied your journeys or elements may have some dynamically changing based on the name, based on the language. So you might have the login in English, and you might have the accedi in Italian. You need to state and specify this into the application translation. So the application translation file will, you can select all the application languages over here, and it will say to you what you need to change in order to have a smooth transition to a new language also for the application.